Alright, so in this video, I'll explain to you exactly what remote high-ticket closing is, how it works, so you can go from a complete beginner, starting this and scaling to your first 10K per month by just following this guide step by step. I'll walk through exactly how to do it, and it comes down to three things that you need to have in place to be able to succeed with this. If you have these three things in place, it's probably the easiest path that anyone can take to go from zero to making their first dollar online. And before we get into these steps, what I want to tell you is the reason behind why this is the case, why this is such a simple path to take to start making money online. And the main reason for that is just because remote sales, what it is, instead of you having to learn, like for example, doing drop shipping or doing a marketing agency or doing trading or any of those other opportunities, what those opportunities involve is you have to start your entire business. You have to do sales, you have to book appointments, you have to close appointments, you have to fulfill for clients. If you do trading, you're risking pretty much every single dollar that you have when you're trading, and you could be actively losing money, which means that you can't keep doing it forever. And that's the issue with most other business models, because most things you can be doing out there, you can only keep doing it for a limited amount of time. For example, if you're doing SMMA and you're having to run ads to get clients, or you're having to spend money to get softwares and things like that, you can only keep doing that for so long until you run out of money. The difference with remote sales is you're learning one skill and then you're working for a business, which means you don't actually have to take the risk of being a business owner yourself and doing marketing yourself or putting all this money into it. The only thing you need first off to get started is just learning the skill set. Learning how to speak with people and how to persuade people and things like that. Because that's really what it's all about. Remote sales, what it is you're learning the skill of how to speak with people, how to run calls over Zoom, and then you basically just find an online entrepreneur, a business owner who has a high-ticket online coaching program that they're selling, and you just take the sales calls off their plate. Instead of them taking their calls themselves, because they're busy people and they want to scale their business, you come in and you take the calls for them. You set your own schedule and you have people basically book in on your calendar and just talk with them for 30 minutes to 60 minutes, and then your job is just to have a conversation in a way where it naturally leads to them making a good decision for themselves, either joining the program, or if it's not a good fit, not joining the program. So the first thing you need to learn then is obviously, number one, you need to learn how to properly run these conversations, like human psychology, how to speak with people, what's gonna get people to buy, what's gonna drive people to make decisions. That's the first thing you need to learn, an actual skill set. And it takes some time. But the two main things you need is number one is proper training and understanding the psychology, understanding how sales works, why people buy. Because most people, and you're probably watching this if you're new to sales, you probably got that completely wrong. Because most people think that sales is this high pressure thing where you should just push people into making decisions that they don't want to make. And that's not what sales is. What sales actually is at least in this industry specifically, it's way more like a cooperative thing where you're trying to understand people and understand where they're at, what their goals are, and basically helping them understand why they need to make change, and then you're helping them make a good decision and overcome their own limiting beliefs, and basically just leading them to make the best decision for themselves. That's what it's all about. So that's the first thing. You need to learn that psychology, learn how to actually run those conversations in a proper way, so you know how to actually show up on calls and what to actually do on the calls. That's the first thing. Second thing is you also need to be with a really good business. You need to be working with a good company as well. That's really important, because there's a lot of people that get into this space, they learn the skill, get really good at it, but then there's people who are making 5K per month. And there's other people who are making 25 or 30K per month just because they're with different businesses. So you need to be with a good company that actually has a good offer that people actually want to buy. Because if you're working with a company that has a good offer that people are going to wanting to buy, that's very attractive to people. It's going to be so much easier to close people when you're on a call with someone compared to if you're selling a very shitty offer. So that's a super important thing. To be with a good company that has a good culture, that has a good offer, that has things in place for you to be able to make as much money as possible. That's the second thing. And then the third thing is just having support and having guidance to be able to scale once you're with a company. If you have those three things in place, the right training, access to the right companies, which can come from a network or just knowing how to properly reach out to businesses in the right way, and then having the right guidance to actually be able to scale from zero, because that's usually the hardest part. Is people get the training, people land a role, and then they get into a business and they're like, shit, what do I do now? I have a business, I have the opportunity to make money, but how do I actually like go from zero to starting to like adapt to the business and starting to make things work and starting to make money, all that stuff. So that's the last thing. And this is exactly what we teach, or like what I teach inside of my community as well. So if you want to get my help with like getting these things in place and getting a blueprint, a course to follow, and the support and everything, you can obviously join my community and get the help inside of there. But these are the things you need to get in place. And if you have this, like the path going from zero, I've seen people go in literally like 2 to 4 weeks from complete beginner, never having done sales ever before in their entire life, to landing their first role and starting to make money online in literally 2 to 4 weeks. There's really no other opportunity where the likelihood of succeeding is as high as with remote sales. Because again, you're learning one skill, you're focusing on only one thing instead of 10 different things. You're not starting your own business, you're not doing sales, marketing, fulfillment, you're focusing on one single skill, and it's also the most fundamental skill of business. It's gonna set you up for the rest of your life. So for me, this changed my life completely. I went from being broke, having $500 in my bank, to being able to create a life of freedom, move to Medellin, Colombia, get my own apartment, be able to make over 100K per year because of learning this skill. And it's gonna set me up for the rest of my life. So if you're in a position right now where you wanna really change your life, you wanna like really take action on making money online, building a life of freedom, by far the best thing you can start doing is getting into remote sales. It's gonna set you up for life regardless of what you wanna do in the future. And don't listen to everyone else online that's gonna tell you that you should start your own business and things like that. If you don't have the experience, if you don't have the capital to put into it, it's most likely not gonna be the best path for you to take. So that's all I want to share with you in this video. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe so you don't miss out on the future videos, because I'm gonna keep them coming every single day. And that's it for now. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Ciao.